I wrote him when all them killings were going on, because people are expecting him to come out and say something. He can't change the world, we know that. But on these lives that have
Well, it's the same thing. I went to Brazil. I was invited to Brazil by the TUCs out there, and to tour the favelas. And I went from Sao Paulo to Morumbi to Rio. And this was when they were clearing out the streets of the street kids for the football.
Right.
And some of the scenes that I saw,
shocking,
was disgusting. I mean, blacks in Brazil, believe it or not, the racism out there is not so much the white people, it's the light-skinned blacks.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I'm classed as up in the elite in the black section.
You'll pass.
And but having green eyes as well just puts me where I can now work front counter in a bank.
Yeah.
Anybody darker than me, you're a cleaner, you're out of sight, out of mind.
It's terrible, isn't it? That mulatto mentality.
Exactly, so going to the favelas and actually seeing these kids, you know, all they want is paper and pencil, and to take out, I mean, when you walk into a favela, it's, people automatically start to get that, I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, and that's not
that is not it, my friend. That is not what it's about. What they want is, can you speak on our behalf?
Yes.
Can you tell our story?
Yes.
And yes, I can tell the story, and I will tell the story, because we've all got stories that need to get out there, and our stories need to be told. Regardless of whether you're a child in a favela, a child in the inner cities of Birmingham or London. You know, so it's the impact that this has a detrimental effect, regardless of what country you're in.
Well, the joke is, like I said, if you don't eradicate that from one generation, it's just something that's going to carry on and carry on and carry on. So here we are, you know what I mean? You're talking of your brother 24 years ago, and Kingsley's was we were talking just 5 years ago, and here we are, nothing has changed. And so, you know, you keep asking the same questions, and you keep saying,
when is somebody going to have kahunas to go, you know what, enough?
Yes. I mean, and,
until somebody is prepared to stand up against the government and say, do you know what, yes, there is a disproportionate amount of black people dying in custody, but what you've got to look at is that since when does a police officer with no training have the right or the qualification to put you on a 48-hour lockdown?
Right. So
they have no training. This is the thing that I can't understand.
We have this conversation over and over, and so, you know, yesterday in particular when I heard it on the news, they're talking about this disproportionate number of like white boys that don't make it into like higher education, and that is because they can choose that, because they know, for me, whether or not they get a qualification, yes or no, they're still likely to get a job ahead of the black boy that's educated. So therefore, for me, when they talk about, you know, lifting the level, you understand me? I'm like, well, the playing field was never level. That's the problem. You have to.
Exactly. But here's the thing, right? I mean, my ex-husband was white, so effectively, being mixed race myself, my children have come out of a white appearance.
Yeah.
Now, my son, everything was fine until I went to pick him up from school, and I was like, you're a black.
That's an issue straight away.
It was an issue.
Of getting our voices heard. The Crown Prosecution Service has taken far too long to decide whether or not to prosecute officers in this case. Now I will let you know point blank, this is a peaceful protest. Yes, we are demanding justice, but this is non-violent. And we would ask the police to respect that. We will be making our protest today, and we expect them to observe and ensure we don't break the law. And we are not going to be breaking the law. It is our right to let a government agency that is there to serve the public know of our disgust at the way in which they are treating the Burrell family and black families generally when we are seeking justice. This is the beginning of a movement towards equality. This is the beginning of a movement where we are prepared to shut down government agencies if they do not start to respect the black community. We are no longer in a plantation. We are no longer subservient. We are God-fearing people. And we just want to do our protest today. It will be noisy. We're not going to apologize for that. But it will be peaceful. And I will tell you this now. Should this erupt into anything else, it will not be our fault. And it will be not as a result of us starting it. So we will protest.
Well, you said we should not hold Pastor Ian responsible.
As far as we are concerned, we are here today protesting peacefully. We will be rallying, we will make noise, and when we're finished, we will leave. And we will ask everyone to respect that. I am quite happy to negotiate should anybody wish to negotiate. But this is a protest, this is a non-violent protest, and we want it to be respected. Thank you.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
What do you want?
Justice!
What do you want?
Now!
What do you want?
Justice!
What do you want?
Now!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Has anyone here?
What do we want for Kingsley Burrell? Justice! What do we want for Kingsley Burrell? Justice! What do we want for Kingsley Burrell? Justice! When do we want it? Now! 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 When? Now! When? Now! When? Now! When? Now! When? Now! When? Now! Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers! Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers! Who are the murderers? These police here are the murderers. Who are the murderers? These police here are the murderers.